Oh gee. I sure wish that I could find a super suit just lying around and then put it on and instantly become a superhero. Like, bulletproof and all. Okay, the mask has to go. My youngest came in and caught me recording with my Superman costume on.
Hello.
And he's like... His reaction is priceless.
What? No.
This hat's gonna have to go too because the light won't hit my face properly. Oh, now my hair's a mess. Ah! I can't even see what I'm doing properly. I know, you're like, when's this review gonna start? It's not my fault you're still watching. Okay, on with the review. So yeah, I am wearing a super suit in a Batwoman review.
That's a thing.
And I'm gonna wear it for the I can't go down far enough. Stop the video. This is what you get when you don't watch a scripted channel. Nonsense like this. I've actually got a few notes this time. It's not scripted. They're just kind of point form notes. I don't usually take notes, but when I do TV shows, I kind of have to take... How do people do the whole notes thing while they're... Hold on. This roll of tape is empty. Where's all my sticky tack? Where's all my sticky tack? I can't even find my sticky tack. I think my kids stole it. They like it. It's like sticky Play-Doh. Okay. Screw the notes. Notes are for sissies. So here's what we've learned so far about Yavika, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Leslie's Ryan Wilder, the new Batwoman. Oh my goodness, the original person that played Batwoman decided to jump ship and leave the show, and now we gotta fill the position really quick for season 2. Even though I hear the ratings weren't that good. So why the show is continuing really boggles my mind. I guess it falls maybe into the same reason why Doctor Who is continuing. We know that currently Doctor Who is receiving the absolute worst ratings in its entire show running history, so why not do the same thing with Batgirl? I guess, but I say all this from a standpoint of I've never actually watched the show, so I don't, this isn't personal. I see that it got bad reviews. Season 1 got hammered in the face so bad by so many content creators. I stayed out of it because I didn't watch it because I didn't have the time, and frankly, usually CW shows don't interest me that much. I'm just going to come right out and admit it. The thing that I'm interested in the most with the CW DC universe is actually the suits. That's the thing that I pay the most attention to because I'm a very visual person. But as for all of the drama on the show, that's actually usually what makes me pull away, is the drama. It takes on a fairly CW drama type style of drama. There's like a formula that the CW tends to stick to. And I feel like the CW DC universe is kind of infected by that. I don't even know what that means. I just know that most shows on the CW I don't really care about. And then the DC universe shows came into being and I was like, cool. Anywho, so what we know so far about Ryan Wilder, we know that she is someone who went to prison for a crime that she did not commit. And because of that, now that she's out of prison, she can't seem to find a home or a job based on the fact that she's an ex-con, and nobody wants to hire an ex-con. And really, that actually speaks to a much larger problem in America with the whole idea that people get out of prison and they can't get a job and they can't find work and they can't find a place to live. And so what do? They go right back into the criminal life. That's a whole other topic, I suppose. But we know that about her. And then we know that because of that, she's living in her van with her plant that she talks to. That's the thing. She talks to plants. Well, one plant in particular. She talks to one plant. Maybe she put her mom's ashes in the plant. I don't know. I don't recall seeing that in the first episode, but maybe they'll explain why she talks to the plant like it's her mom. Oh, and Ryan Wilder, just like Kate Kane, is a lesbian too. Because tick box. Okay, let's face it. The CW couldn't have gotten away with not making her a lesbian, continuing on with their diversity agenda with this show, because there would have been a tidal wave of people calling for their heads on social media and on like every review site, and the words would have been like, CW doesn't like lesbians. I don't really care that she's a lesbian. It doesn't really bother me. I tend to be very suspicious of every time any kind of diversity anything happens. I always hope that it's done with the purest intentions and not just tick boxing, not just virtue signaling. Because virtue signaling is a thing. And again, it's got to be all about the purity. It's got to be coming from a place of actually wanting to do good rather than wanting to look like you're doing good. The first episode does a pretty good job of setting the stage for the rest of the Batwoman show, because there's the reintroduction of characters from season 1. There is a picking up of the storyline where it left off. We also see that Ryan Wilder finds this bat suit because she's living in her van down by the water, and then Kate Kane's plane explodes, and then all of a sudden the bat suit is laying there on the ground in the wreckage of the plane, and Ryan picks it up, and she has this moment where she's like, whoa, this is the bat suit. And then she ends up, in a nutshell, taking the suit and putting it on because she wants to use the suit to avenge her mother's murder and that kind of thing. And then she has a moment of doubt where she's like, maybe I shouldn't be wearing this suit because Kate Kane was a real hero in and out of the suit. So yeah, I probably shouldn't be wearing this suit. The symbol means more than me, like my little personal revenge mission here. But I guess in the end, with her denying the use of the suit and trying to give it back to Luke Fox, what you have is her showing her true strength of character is that she's willing to do the right thing. Doing the right thing is more important to her, because I'll let you in, those of you who never watched the show, a little secret here. The suit is bulletproof. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I had no idea the suit was bulletproof. Yeah, it's bulletproof. Completely. They even surmise in the show that if Kate was wearing the suit when the plane went down, she might have actually survived, because the suit would have cushioned her fall, and the nanotech of the cape would have helped her glide down to the ground. So, I mean, she has found a suit that I could only ever dream of having. I mean, right now, if I walked into a room full of like really bad men with like the scars on their face and the leather jackets and the knives and they're up to no good and they're like doing nasty, bad, murderous things. And I walked into that room, like a pool hall or whatever, and they all stopped and kind of did one of these. Without the suit, I'd be pooping. I'd have to shake my pant leg because turds would be falling out the side. With the suit, though, completely different story. If I knew that I could get shot and stabbed and live, and really all I had to do was have like a knowledge of martial arts, and the suit really would do pretty much the rest of it for me, I'd be totally different. Without the suit, with the suit. The story was fairly reasonably paced. It was kind of slow at points, and I understand it's a pseudo-origin story. They're trying to, let us know who this Ryan Wilder is in the first episode, because they really want to get her in the batsuit, her batsuit, the new batsuit, as fast as they possibly can, because the show is called Batwoman. It's not called Ryan Wilder, the lady who talks to plants, although that would make a very good art house movie. They would title it She Talks to Plants. And she would go on this big, long van life trip across the country down Route 66, stopping at all the fancy places with the plant that really secretly has her mama's ashes down in the bottom. And they would have all these experiences, and she would take her mom to all the places that she never got to go while she was alive on her bucket list. There were a few other things that got me a little bit excited about this episode that piqued my attention, if you will. For one, we had the Batmobile. The Batmobile is in the show, and I don't recall the Batmobile being in season 1. Granted, I never saw season 1, but if it was, I would have seen imagery of it, because that's the kind of thing that I scope out on Instagram and all over the place. Very image-oriented. And I didn't see a Batmobile, but here we have a Batmobile that eventually we know that Ryan Wilder's Batwoman is going to be driving around Gotham in her shiny new Batsuit. How do we find out there's a Batmobile? Well, that is because Kate's sister is friends with Tommy Elliott, who she then does surgery on his face and makes him look like Bruce. So Bruce has magically returned after 4 years of being who knows where, only it's not Bruce, it's Tommy Elliott. And so really he just wants in the Batcave and he's trying to find the Batmobile and he's trying to get the suit so he can become the most powerful man in the Gotham. So he has this, he's got Bruce's arsenal, his Bat arsenal, and there's a sticky bomb gun. And that seems to be the thing that, when he finds that thing, he practically has a braingasm and he starts like stroking the gun. Oh, sticky bomb gun. And the one time he's in the Batcave all by himself, and this is at the time that Luke and co have kind of picked up on the idea that, wait a minute, that's not Bruce, this is someone else. Oh no, it's Tommy Elliott. While that's happening, he's in there going launch happy with the sticky gun, bat explodey gun, and he goes bang and hits the wall and it goes and he's like, it must be in here somewhere. And bang! And sure enough, there it is. He opens up this hole where the Batmobile has been secretly hiding. Even Luke didn't know the Batmobile was there. So the Batmobile was cool, but then the fact that Tommy Elliott takes on Bruce's face is interesting, because does that mean that eventually they can reintroduce Bruce into the show and have a solo Batman show? I mean, currently there will be a Superman and Lois show, so why not have a solo Bat show? I mean, if you want a DC show that is going to fish in the ratings, that's going to be the show you want to make. You want to make a Bat show. So I think it's kind of neat that maybe we just got a glimpse of possibly who in the future is going to play Batman, because, I mean, they can't not have him play Batman now if they want to have a Batman on the show. It's different. With the beginning of Supergirl, they had the shadowy face and it was just a stunt guy that was dressed in a super suit that didn't even have an S on the front. But then when it came time to actually hire the person to play Superman, it's a completely different person. It was Tyler Hoechlin. They can't do that with Batman because we've seen his face and everyone recognizes him as Bruce Wayne. So how could they get around it? So we do know that if there's going to be a Batman in this show in the future, it's going to be this guy. So those are the things about the show that I found to be the most stoking. The story itself, I mean, it wasn't terrible. Yavisha, I don't know how to say her name.
My name is Shavicia Leslie. I'm on Batwoman. Shavicia Leslie.
She was fantastic in the role. She was good. She was believable. She was charismatic. She's drop dead gorgeous. And I feel like they did find a good fit for the role. So those are the things that I really did kind of like about the show. I don't want to completely spoil the entire episode and the entire plot line. I'll leave that for you folks to watch. But I will say that for a CW show, I would give it a 5 out of 10. In other words, an average out of excellent. I'm going to watch more because I watched the first episode. So I've already got one foot in the rabbit hole, so I might as well go the whole way in. I'm not saying I'm going to do more reviews. This was just like, this might be just a one-off, but it might be a series. Anyway, I guess that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully you found this video to be an interesting, useful waste of time for the day. If you did, you know where all the buttons and stuff are to do all the things that you do on YouTube, and I will see you next time with the next one. Have a super awesome DC day, everybody, and take care.